it together, and that's what matters.
He's laughing through the pain. Enjoy the cast, guys.
Thank you, Shivar. Really appreciate that. Anything to get my mind off of the lack of money in my life, Cinderin. How are you doing?
Speaking of no lack of money in someone's life, have you seen Whitemon's hair today?
You mentioned it, but I have not seen it yet.
Look at that.
It's what the heck? It's not even the same person.
He has. Oh, this is a. That's $1 million. I don't even know if he had a haircut or if he's just really.
He combed it.
Put in literally every product in the world today, but a very
yesterday it
very
looked
different
like
look.
His hair was backwards. That's what it looked like to me.
And today it's forwards.
Yeah, it's normal today.
This is the kind of series that you want to level up for. You want to make sure you're in your element.
Oh yeah,
100%. I'll tell you, when you've done your hair nicely, that can give you that extra 10% in the Dota server.
All I can say is take advantage of the hair while it lasts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's the other angle. Thank you. That was a very negative perspective. Once again, Sunsfan TV, thanks for that. Time for the bounty runes.
Thank you, Cinder and Dota.
It's going to be a 2-for-2 split.
So both these teams still undefeated. Only one will remain with Team Spirit as the two undefeated teams to this group stage. Yep. Who are you expecting? Before this series started, did you have a favorite?
Yeah, going into today, I would say overall, I feel like Tundra has looked a little bit better and more consistent. Both teams, obviously, like you said, are 2-0, but in some of Liquid's wins and losses, I think there's been more moments of perhaps not exactly being on the same page or a little bit of a wrong read on power levels during the game, where I think Tundra for me have been a little more consistent, but I don't think this is like a very one-sided affair regardless. I would say this series has more potential with what we've seen from the team so far of going to 3 games than the previous series we had, so we'll have to wait and see how this goes. I feel like both teams have got a ton of heroes this game that they're very comfortable with. The strategies make sense. There's a lot of good synergies across the board. T was talking about how there's a lot of value to Ancient Apparition in this game, despite being picked into nothing at the time, except what was the only hero they saw was the, I believe it was the Jakiro, right? So it wasn't really obvious why this would turn into a good AA game, but with Ember...
Oh my goodness, Whitemon. Beast. That is unexpected, to say the least. Starstorm level 2. This is the one that deals more damage and blinds the target for the second meteor that comes down. Perfect placement, man. Really good.
Yeah, it's crazy how it's easier to hit your spells perfectly when you can actually see.
Yeah.
That's what the haircut will do for you. You move it out of the way. That's good stuff.
To be fair, he did perform quite well with that mop on his head. So
he has played amazing.
It seems to not matter what kind of hairdo he has. He's been a beast.
It's funny how in the last series we were talking about Rue as maybe, at least in my opinion, the most improved player in the last year, or at least since he joined Spirit. I also feel like Whitemon has really made a name for himself in the last year.
I totally agree. It feels like he's been around forever, and he's always been good.
Yeah.
But he's taken to another level on this team.
It's like there's something about this team that just really has allowed him to shine as a player. And he has always been one of the best supports in SEA ever since he made a splash. But there's definitely there's something else. Like, he's become almost like the golden standard for 5 now. There's very few players that you can say with confidence are better than Whitemon at least 5 to 10 heroes that he plays. And overall, he just seems to have a very good sense of the limits of his hero. So, gotta say, he's very much improved as well and been very impressive.
Yeah, well, on the other side of the coin, Cinderin, since there has to be a negative with every positive, the yin, the yang, as it were. Liquid, yes, they're undefeated in this tournament, but in terms of recent results, have fallen off a lot. Obviously, there's a big change to the lineup with bringing in Saberlight, also known as Saber Chad, of course. Just hasn't fit in as well as people would have expected, perhaps. But this tournament has been looking a lot better. I mean, panel talked about his Primal Beast being very, very good. Are you you think this is just something that needs more time, more sample size to get the cohesion going, or is there something else?
And I also think it's important to remember the overall perspective of this lineup as a whole, right? Like, they had a great TI. There's no debating that. But Liquid as a team for the last year or two has been very up and down. So swapping out a player and not replicating the success you had at TI does not necessarily mean at all that that player is to blame or isn't the right fit or whatever you want to call it. It's just like among the teams that have been winning big tournaments or placing high, I think, would you agree that Liquid is maybe the most inconsistent of them all?
Oh, 100%.
So, you know, it's just a matter of they're gonna find their stride at some point and look incredible. That has not really happened since TI though.
Yep, that's very fair. Not sure where the inconsistency comes from as Boxy taken out again by Whitemons. Got the sentry on the sideline.
Killed him with the blood grenade of all things. Just a flat-out impact frag grenade.
Yeah, pretty insane. Nisha, in the meantime, will be playing the puck. This is his patented hero, no doubt about it. 15-4 right now versus BZM, who's been on a hot streak. 18-4 on him right now, so a slight lead.
Yeah, Nisha needs to be careful here, too.
Yeah, Boxy making his way over.
Oh, this is a Poochie. Oh, he got the slide chains.
He did. Nisha will be able to jaunt away, though. And the swarm is placed. BZM is in a bit of trouble.
Nice blocks.
Waning Rift to follow as well. Boxy doing a great job trying to give this kill to Nisha. And, well, Boxy will eventually take. I think that was with maybe the swarm. Is the Starstorm again from Whitemon trying to disrupt what Saberlight is doing here.
Really nice from Liquid, though. They also managed to get a kill on the Bristle up top simultaneously. So 2 successes at once there, and getting Nisha his water rune is very important, because this mid lane was starting to look scary. If Boxy doesn't come and help there and Nisha gets slide chained and run down on the rune, BZM forces him back to base or kills him. Speaking of which...
Really impressive high-fiving while killing somebody. Saberlight, always a good personality to have in the game.
Now this
Doesn't take anything too seriously.
It's one of those things where, you know, when lanes are hard, you start cutting waves. So, for example, a lot of the time, Darkseers, traditionally, if they're laning against a bad matchup, they will just start cutting the wave with Iron Shell together with their support. But against these two heroes, Ursa and Mirana, when Ursa has boots and Mirana is 2-0-1, you actually need to be careful when cutting the wave, just because they have so much chasing potential. So really need to keep your distance, and Dyrachyo managed to connect over and kill him off, and Dyrachyo's having a totally free start here. 35-13. Phase boots at the ready minute 5. More harassment onto Box. These double Starstorms. This spell is so cheap for how much damage it does. 90 mana.
Yeah, this facet is quite good.
It's 90 mana for 300 damage. It's insane.
I have been a little bit surprised we haven't been seeing more Mirana.
No, she's lost almost all her games. So.
Okay, well, that'll explain it.
But the Starstorm in lane looks very, very good.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to be seeing the Searing Chains arrow combination as well at some point. Whitemon already used his leaps, and yeah, the coil coming in from Nisha. This looks to be a free kill. Will Boxy take it? No, Nisha finally claims it.
And they also got the power rune in the meantime. Insania covered the top rune there, so no grab for BZM.
There's a little bit of debate on the facet for the AA, Mr. Saksa. We saw this the other day as well, the bone chill, reducing the strength. And they do have 2 cores that are big, beefy strength heroes. What are your thoughts on this facet?
I mean, the alternative is to get AoE Cold Feet that scales with the level of your ult. And realistically speaking, landing this on multiple targets in the middle of a team fight with level 1 ulti is not that easy. It's 200 AoE, then it becomes 300, and then 500. When you're 18, the AoE is insanely big. But yeah, you need to get there as AA, which is the problem, right? Whereas Bone Chill is just reliable the whole time. And it's also a matter of, I think a lot of the time what pro players think about when they look at their facets is how big of a percentage of this game does this matter in, right? Yeah. If you can take a facet that does something all the time, the laning stage, the mid game, and the ultra late game, which Bone Chill does, versus one where you, first of all, need to get your ult before it does anything, and then you need specific situations to occur before you get the value. I would say statistically the pros generally favor the ones that are just always on. So I'm not surprised. I think the other facet does have its time in the sun in some games. I personally think Bone Chill is better in this game because Liquid's heroes aren't going to be stacked on top of each other very much. The AoE isn't going to help you that much when Puck is jumping around the backline. So is Weaver, just, you know, skittling around.
Boxy gonna take a ton of remnants, but the coil coming out from Nisha along with a TP from Insania. Ice Path will hit. Do they have the damage? It looks like it. BZM with one final sleight of
nice
fist.
arrow.
He goes to the other side, though. Arrow helping out quite a bit, but BZM still will die. Nice Starstorm again from Whitemon. That does so much damage now. Nisha will get away, so 1-for-1 trade, definitely in favor of Liquid again.
Yeah, where did the
fortification to just screw over Saberlight even more?
So Saksa denied the power rune there, got rid of the haste. What do you, okay, so a different question about the A. What do you think about Saksa on this hero? Like player-hero combination, this one really caught me off guard that this was a thing he even wants to play. This does not strike
fit
me.
his style, yeah.
Saksa, in my opinion, one of the best of all time on the position 4 at playmaking. And this hero doesn't playmake. It's a follow-up strictly, basically. He's been having a lot of success with this team playing scouting heroes like Bounty Hunter and Ricky, setting up plays and giving information, and playing like Shadow Shaman or these types of heroes with stuns that set the scene. So this one for me, I don't know. If they're making it work, it's fine, but definitely not a hero I would, you know, connect with this player, much more so on Whitemon.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, keep in mind when he had 4 accounts in the top 4. Think about that for a second.
One of them was exclusively playing AA.
Yeah, well, they were all carries, and AA can be played at a carry at low MMR, Cinderin.
Right, so he did that on the way up.
Yes.
Right, so when he started the Smurf.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, these stacks have been discovered by Boxy and company. Nisha wants to try to do something about it. 33 is just going to continue to farm. Former teammate, of course.
They stole a decent chunk there.
They did, but the Ancients are the real heft here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah, they can't really steal those very easily. Tiny can do some damage with the tree throw stacks, and then you've got maybe a Pulverize or Trample combo, but yeah, you're really exposing yourself to being counterplayed if you try to steal them.
Nice path will miss, and well, Invis taken
rune
by BZM. Pretty nicely done. Coil onto 2 right now, but the Searing Chains onto 2 as well. Arrow not going to hit this time, but the Cold Feet does proc, and Mickey will tumble. Big kill for Tundra. They come in numbers. Boxy getting pretty low. Will Shikuchi away as BZM being harassed by the puck, but looks like everybody will disengage here.
While all of this is happening, Daracho is having the freest game of the tournament. There is genuinely absolutely nothing stopping him right now. 100 CS minute 10 on Ursa.
Well, the only thing stopping him was his courier dying with an item a while back, but
yeah,
luckily for him, he wasn't.
If that's the biggest problem you're having, your game's pretty good.
Yeah. Not too
and
shabby.
It is, I think, overall a pretty good Ursa game. The one major issue.
Saberlight, Searing Chains hits him before the onslaught can finish.
Yeah.
Another death for him. 2K lead now for Tundra.
So what do Liquid really have against Ursa except Pulverize? That's the one thing. That one ignores status resistance, similar to Yule's. There's not much else that Ursa is really too concerned about, I think. You can enrage through most of the problems. When you're this farmed, you're going to get the Blink Battle Fury into maybe BKB and just running at fools.
Yep.
You have really good setups with Slight Chains.
So. Ooh, Coil immediately snapped. Nice, bring it back with the Waning Rift as well. The silence still applied. One last Sleight of Fist, but BZM dies as Boxy under the Tier 1 tower will try to bait him in, and he does. Time lapses away, and there's the Pulverize on the Whitemon. Beautifully done. That was very risky business from Boxy, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, that worked out great. And on top of all of that, the top lane is vacant right now, so Mickey is now going to take half the tower. So some more pressure and progression coming out of the side of Liquid. Yeah, these mid moves have been very successful, killing off BZM 3 times on that Ember. And honestly, every kill has been a pretty minor overkill. So they needed all the resources they brought. It's been really good, just good play calling of which numbers to bring when to be successful.
Yeah, but while this is happening, Cinderin, 12-minute Battle Fury online, 33 taking out several Ancient stacks while smoked.
Yep.
Looks like he's going for Glimmer Cape as the first item on the Bristle. Lots of magic damage on the other side, of course. Almost exclusively magic damage, in fact.
Yeah, it's going to be really good until Tiny starts packing a punch. Glimmer is incredible value here.
Still doesn't look right.
Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't look right. Quite a while. Still doesn't lo
It's so weird.
Tundra did have a game the other day where they bought 4 Glimmers and got stomped. That was against Tidebound, I believe. But they did win the series.
That's true.
Which is why they're here.
So I guess Spirit is the only... I had to look, actually. Are they the only team that hasn't lost a single game, then?
I think so.
Because Liquid, I believe, has lost.
Yeah, Liquid also lost a game. At least one.
Well, Saberlight will be going for... Is he actually going for SNY first item?
Yeah, looks like it.
Don't you have to go BKB on this hero?
Not necessarily, but I'm a little bit concerned about... So SNY is usually good value if you can like soak damage and kite and stay alive. But you're against Ursa AA. Is that likely to happen? I don't know. But you could make the same argument against the BKB, right? If you're going in with BKB on and you pulverize anything that isn't Ursa, he's going to kill you.
Saberlight.
Great.
Yeah, they don't even bother with the other kill. They want the big boy. They get him.
Here. Saksa will be the one to grab the...
Have we seen
Rise?
Ice Blast yet?
I don't think so.
I think so.
No.
Oh, and the steal of the Wisdom Shrine. Nisha will get here too late. Doraccio claims it for himself. Nisha does have the coil, but there's the Enrage, and you just walk away. Extra stats. There's this Boxy coming in from the south, though. Gets a nice swarm off his Whitemon. Has to delete some of the bugs to be able to stay alive. The AA Blast finally used, but completely whiffed. As Whitemon eventually does die, and now Doraccio and company continue to get chased. Remember, this is close to the 15-minute mark with the Tormentor, so dying right here could be an absolute disaster for one of these teams. Ice Path gonna connect onto 2 as Nisha coming in with a nice Waiting Rift as well. Will jaunt away. Boxy still being a nuisance on the southern side of this fight. He's gonna use the time lapse along with the urn. They have the vision. He has to be careful. Back into the trees he goes, and Doraccio a little bit too low for comfort. We'll have to go back to base to heal.
Oh, the orb.
Ooh, the orb actually clips him.
Nisha's playing this
That's a
beautifully.
big kill from Liquid.
He did so much work on the puck in that situation.
Doraccio enraged again, but now he's completely surrounded. Dust will reveal. Can they? No, doesn't look like they'll be able to find it. Instead, he'll kill off Boxy instead. Coil onto 2. They find 1. BZM. Trying to kite as much as he can, but he's going to get avalanched as he returns into the pulverized Ice Path. In addition from Insania, nicely done. Big kill from Liquid, and another big kill incoming is 33.
Wow.
Can't quite finish off Saberlight as the AA Blast does hit Nisha. He should be able to get out just fine, but a lot of big kills for Liquid here.
Really nice skirmishing from all of them, really. Especially Nisha in that situation did a ton of damage and avoided a ton of damage on the puck. Took advantage of, I believe he had an Arcane Rune during that entire engagement. Then finally Saberlight playing it on the edge. He's barely getting the job done there. Does that say cast Coil twice?
Twice, yeah. Beginning and the end of the fight. He might have had, I'm not
How
sure
long was that fight?
Yeah, maybe he had an Arcane Rune, I'm not sure.
He did, but even then, that's an insanely long fight. Well, it was.
It was quite extended, yeah.
All right.
I mean, they moved from one side of the map to the other, essentially. Tormentor's still there. And that means both teams are going to be in the area to try to contest. And the Tier 1 tower still up and running for Tundra, as the Moonlight Shadow will come, but Liquid can see that it has been cast. Saberlight on the other side of the tree. He's going to get Searing Chains. A blast applied to him. Arrow connects as well. He's going to tick out eventually. Doraccio focusing on Nisha. They're going to be able to kill the Ember Spirit, though, so BZM trades his life. And now the focus onto 33. That's probably not the right target. Doraccio now just ripping through the tiny Mickey. One more right click will suffice. In fact, Saksa gets the double kill. As Nisha, very low HP, will jaunt away.
Come on.
Trying to tick out here. The right click not enough to finish him off as Boxy. Time just jumping all over the place. That's the 3rd death for Liquid. Although Nisha still alive, is it gonna last much longer? He gets off the illusory orb, but they have enough damage.
These fights are really close. It's very much the margins. Again, great job from both teams on the opener. Perfect execution onto the Saberlight kill, but Liquid equally good on the Ember counterplay. But down the stretch, they ran out of juice eventually. The puck and the Weaver just can't keep sustaining the fights if they go this long with the items that they have so far. Wait, if you're looking down the the stretch in this. Of course, eventually Puck will be able to play, you know, 1 minute long fights with massive impact, but for the time being, not the case. You're seeing the replay here, really nice layering of the spells. They're going to kill off Saberlight without him getting anything off, but equally, Ember gets nothing done here with the amplified damage rune on Nisha. But still, he couldn't really clean house with the damage rune. So he has to jump out here, gets really pressured by the cleaves from Dyrachyo, and if you're spending the majority of your amplified damage rune on hiding and playing defensively, again has to jaunt away to the left.
I can't believe he lived for so long.
Yeah, he lived really long, but...
And he goes back in here again.
Yeah.
Balls of steel.
This re-engage is just flat out a mistake, I think.
Yeah, and the Watcher. Well, Tundra end up winning that fight. They get Tormentor. Soxa is the recipient of the shard, so his Ice Blast will stun with the cold
also
feet.
get the mid tower, so...
Yeah, they're getting a lot here.
A lot of back-to-back wins there for the side of Tundra. And look at that net worth. Dyrachyo is just so far ahead. 4-0 and 4 on the Ursa.
An Orchid on the Ursa. Wow.
That is interesting. I mean, he is identifying the fact that Nisha is playing without AVULUS, right?
Yeah.
So for the foreseeable future, he can't just kill him.
Onslaught will avoid the AA Blast, and that's enough for Saberlight to get away. Yeah, you're right. This is going to be really rough for Nisha if they're able to just get the jump on him.
I really like this choice from Dyrachyo to go Orchid here. I think most players in this situation will go Basher for similar logic, but the Orchid is just so much more reliable against Weaver and Puck. It will be weaker against Tiny, though, so that's the trade that you're taking.
Make a spot, so it won't be a surprise. Avatos into the Illusory Orb, and the casual right-click is enough. Dyrachyo dies.
Big find with the Shadow Blade.
As we've talked about before, usually the Dyrachyo death turns into something very good for his team.
Yeah,
they have 30 seconds to prove this correct.
They just win a lot. Region being snagged in front of Nisha by Whitemon. Yeah, still very even game, and the kill on Ursa is massive. If they can somehow slow down Dyrachyo a little bit more like this and not allow him to get to his BKB, that would be big. And that's of course the price you pay going for this Orchid, right? Is that you do not currently have that BKB defensively to protect yourself from a play like that one. This one lands.
Good attempt from Soxa. Boxy, always an annoying hero. Or Weaver, always an annoying hero, played by Boxy. He's going to be going for AVULUS. He's actually not that far away from it, so he'll have an answer for the Orchid. Question is, will Nisha, also doing exactly the same.
It's good both defensively and offensively against Ursa, so it's just a nice value purchase for both of them. BZM will get out from that.
Oh, the Ursa jumping on the puck here. Nisha, arrows coming for him, will sidestep it. Orchid not quite enough. The burn, he will survive through it. Saberlight trying to create some presence here.
Dyrachyo's just on the hunt here.
Yep, Blink is back up, but Nisha eventually gets away. Yeah, if they can...
Okay, I think somebody said back there, and it probably wasn't Dyrachyo himself. He's gonna go chase Boxy, though.
Yep, he's dead. Doesn't quite have...
instead.
Yeah, the Orchid not quite online yet, so...
Little known fact about bears, insects actually a major part of their diet. So
wow, that's really interesting.
That was an important kill there for the bear. And he will also grab an Aegis.
Yep, and they will let him claim it by himself as he continues to get bashed up. So first Aegis online.
Oh, Nisha needs to be careful here. It's a Moonlight Shadow gank. 33 will reveal this by damaging the mid wave, and Nisha's getting the hell out of there top left. But he doesn't know for a fact which way Dyrachyo is going, so he can't really feel safe over here on the left either.
He's playing with fire here.
Yeah. Dyrachyo will now instead pivot and go for the easy Jakiro kill bottom. Should be totally free here.
Oh, yeah.
Sania.
Essence Ring.
No way out of this one.
Delays the inevitable. All right, Saberlight has the SNY and is now going for the BKB.
Yep.
Well, they dust reveal Soxa. Avalanche is going to clip him. Will be an easy one. So across the board, 1-for-1 supports. Oh, Dyrachyo. Do they have any cancel? No. Yeah, Orchid. It's going to be countered here pretty shortly.
This is a really good ward that Liquid have here around the enemy secret shop. It's seen so much movement and continues to do so against Whitemon now crossing through. Boxy. Is he going to cut the next wave, or is he trying to set up something around mid? Looks like he's just going to steal the enemy Ancients. Finish up his Yule. Feels very comfortable with that ward covering his entry.
PZM. Slide of Fist. Well, Mickey needed the Jakiro nearby.
Yeah. BZM's out of there. For the time being. He might Remnant back down here, then he'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Wallachia drawing a lot of geometrical shapes of different sizes. Can only imagine what they mean. One of them covered half the map. He said this is where the enemy team has their base.
Yep. It's a nice trivia question for longtime Dota players. Where is your base? All your base are belong to us.
Oh. Nice trivia question. Where is your base? Only old-time Dota players will be able to answer that, of course.
Of course. S and Y is being built across the board, it feels like. This one now online for Mickey. So extra status resist, along with his facet, of course. Really good against the AA ult, which is always going to be a big issue for these tanky heroes.
Yeah. Definitely is why I've been focusing a lot on Dyrachyo this game, because I feel like his hero is the key for the side of Tundra. As for Liquid, it's a little bit more of a mix. I think both Puck and Tiny can ultimately carry this game. Puck through sheer kiting and just poking and prodding. Speaking of, Saksa. Gonna get jumped, but with the Glimmer Cape.
Not just any Puck, Cinderin, as well.
That's true.
The Nisha Puck is a thing of legends.
Nice defensive Yule, but now he doesn't have it for himself.
Orchid is now available for him.
He'll die
Arrow,
just light,
boom.
or not even gonna need it.
Whitemon gets the kill.
Insania.
He actually dodges the AA blast that would have stunned him.
Damn. That was pretty clutch. Was he on the high ground there? Huh.
That was in a weird spot for sure.
Gotta find Saberlight here, BZM.
Yep, Searing Chains, but he has the talent now to dispel that Searing Chains. Always a good one to have. And the eventual Aghanim Scepter, I'm not sure how early you want to go for it, but obviously BKB is going to have priority. But against this Bristleback, pretty damn good. I mean, even in some respects, it's pretty good against Ursa, just preventing Fury swipes from stacking.
They do have really long duration, though.
Well, more so while he's attacking, it's not going to stack up, right? While that's active, while he's broken.
Oh, you mean like that? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not the dispel.
Yeah.
I don't think it can be dispelled.
No.
Mistaken, right? But yeah, more so for the Bristleback more than anything. And 33. I'm just assuming this is another S&Y. Man, this item was nerfed as well.
Not that much, though.
I mean, from 25 to 20 stats, that's pretty big.
Yeah, the rest is the same, though, so it's good stats, good movement speed. You know, it's just an all-round feels-good item for a ton of heroes still. Preparing the Tormentor. Somebody took down the time, or did they? Seems a little bit unsure when exactly they killed this.
TM. Valve time.
They smoke to surprise the Tormentor. Maybe try to...
It's so funny if they're like a full minute off.
They're smoking to try to entice the Tormentor to show up.
I mean, it's not... It's been 20 plus seconds.
Very poorly accounted for at this point.
Yeah.
They've been here for half a minute.
My goodness.
Yeah. The thing we talked about last game when we were like, when do you think Valve are going to show that along with the Roche clock? Definitely would have been a buff to Tundra this game.
Yeah, that's
counting
a big
to
waste
10.
of time. It's been a minute,
These pro players, they're committing their lives to the game. Counting to 10 is, it takes, if you skip out on school, you might miss the...
All right, 10 seconds away, Cinder, is my guess.
All right. Well, now you have to prove that you can count to 10.
Well, it's already been a few seconds, so I'll say 6, 5, 4.
You're counting
3,
down from 10, so you
2,
could not count to 10.
1, 3, 4.
Okay, at this point, they're a full minute off.
Yeah. I said that would be hilarious, and I was kind of
They
right.
actually are a full minute off.
Man alive.
What?
Keep that camera on. We're going to keep track of there. It is. The cube has been released.
There it is.
Somebody notify Tundra.
Radiant's middle tower is
Oh, Dyrachyo.
Yeah.
There's the Yule. But the Ice Blast could stun him.
Oh.
Nice force staff.
Yeah, he's going to get away. Dust a little bit too late.
Well played from Boxy.
Both Shrines of Wisdom secured by Tundra. As the damager now for Nisha. I wonder if they're talking about that Tormentor now. Like, surely, guys. Let's go see if it's up yet. Somebody really screwed up on the time. Somebody.
I mean, at this point, they
they'll write
know
it
it's
down.
up, right?
Yeah, they'll
Sure.
write it and they'll copy paste it into the chat. Wish we could see that.
Oh.
Now a smoke from Liquid. They have the time.
Yeah, Dyrachyo will not have ult for this now. If this fight were to break out.
Whitemon with the shard, so extra leap, and then the blue belch from the Panther. As the Avatos will delete Soxa, completely insta-gibbed.
Oh, they saw Whitemon too.
And Whitemon,
Easy
he
kills.
is dead as well, so both supports on the deck for a bit. And Liquid, I mean, they did give up both their Shrines and the Tormentor. But they've got a couple supports as 33. Yules will cancel the TP. It's only a matter of time. And down he goes.
That's a lot of
BZM
kills.
was orchided up initially. Coil is used by Nisha as well. This is amp damage, by the way. He will be able to dodge everything else, though. Yeah, Liquid very active all of a sudden.
Getting those 3 kills. And that's the thing about that Tormentor. Dyrachyo kills it by using his ult, but can't really join any sort of fight for the next 30 seconds. And
Oh, would have been fine if they got the time right because they had 4 heroes there.
yep, true that.
Now, BZM had such a good tournament so far. It looks like Nullifier is just about finished for him. So
Yeah,
the
they're
Yule
sick and
Scepters,
tired of all these Yules and Force Staffs. They're just kiting the Ursa. So now, with this in hand, well, White
Hasty.
on.
On the other side, Saberlight found Soxa. Does he have the vision, though? Dyrachyo's going to come. He's going to get pulverized. Here comes Boxy as well with the Swarm. Down goes Soxa. Dyrachyo finally pops his ult, but he's surrounded. The Big Bad Bear's trying to chase the Big Bad Saberlight. We'll have to go for the bugs instead. And he is just taunting away because he knows he is dead. 3 kills for Liquid. And now they'll try to get even more out of it with a tier 2 tower, potentially.
The map seems very difficult for Tundra supports to play because they're just getting scouted by Weaver. They're getting killed by Tiny 100-0. The puck can find them and coil them. So I think for the side of Tundra, probably time to start grouping up as 5 a little bit or playing it a little bit tighter and look for a smoke play. But question is, how much are Liquid going to get here? Ursa dead for 50.
Yeah.
There is another wave coming in, and they have a defensive glyph themselves for their wave too.
Oh, and the siege unit does fall.
Oh, they actually get nothing out of that glyph. And they'll just...
Still 30 seconds. Of course, they don't know that he doesn't have buyback, but still.
But this is so big. If they get this Roche ahead of the
Roche
Ursa...
up. Okay. Yeah, taking that away from any Ursa lineup, always valuable.
Time for an Ice Blast, Soxa. You would kill the bug.
Not anymore.
It's coming now.
Is coming.
This is decent impact.
Boom!
4-man. But
Will lead to nothing.
yeah, they're not phased by this. They assume that the actual group up play isn't coming, and they'd be right. Aegis
Right,
for
Aegis.
Mickey.
And Roshan's banner for the next push. 4K lead now for Liquid, getting a slight separation. And Dyrachyo, I mean, he's had that basher, so he is going to finish the Abyssal to try and get the full lockdown on these pesky heroes on Liquid's side. And if you're Nisha, rather, will you try to itemize against? I mean, I feel like nobody buys Lincolns these days on cores. Very few and far between. Could go for a Lotus on somebody and apply it to Nisha.
Oh,
Oh, the Yules will be able to dispel. Gets off the phase shift as well as the AA blast is coming, but the brunt of the damage is all on the bear. He's getting pulverized, finally pops the ult. Duraccio gets to the high ground. The Greaves will keep him healthy. Toss up by Mickey. They have no break right now for 33. As they are kiting Mickey pretty hard here.
That was very, very close for both teams to get the big kill that they wanted to open the fight with, but both do manage to escape Duraccio. Down to like 5% health there, getting off his ult and running away. So close call. But that does seem to be a little bit of a struggle for Tundra in this game. The fact that they don't have a direct stun to just open on this puck and kill him. They open with the Orchid, then the Yule, and then they have to either hit an arrow or an Ice Blast. And if Nisha plays it well, he can generally navigate around it. So Abyssal on Duraccio is going to be a really big game changer for Tundra. But until that point, Liquid should very much be looking to just keep running the map as they have for the last 10 minutes. They've been finding more or less every kill has been them. Just more and more advantage going their way.
Nisha. Oh my goodness. Nullifier.
Okay, that'll do.
Yes. Down he goes.
Oh, and now they actually have to get the hell out of here on the other heroes.
Will TP out. Mickey.
Oh,
they have the vision.
They have Gem. BZM has the Gem. He sees him the whole way.
Will they be able to catch up, though, is another question.
Nice help from the neutral
Tentacle
creeps.
Surprise will help out Liquid in this case. As Mickey with the Ava toss, he has to hold his ground. Saberlight coming in from the high ground as well. Nullifier applied to the... Yeah, he actually changes his mind. He's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. But that is Aegis.
He doesn't
And he is surrounded. AA blast to come. And down goes Tiny now. So 2 big core kills as Tundra helping equalize this game for themselves a bit.
And the biggest thing about this is not only do these kills obviously give them a ton of gold, but Duraccio, getting both of them is going to get him his Abyssal now. So that bridges that gap that he was looking at probably 2 to 3 minutes of farm to obtain these items. And then by just killing these 2 heroes, he gets it more or less instantly. So now he can do the job himself now, which is a huge change. He can just jump and kill Puck. He can jump and kill Jakiro. I actually don't know if he can kill Weaver. As crazy as that sounds, Boxy is quite a lot tankier than Nisha in terms of raw HP. Nisha with more armor, though, yeah, I guess it's kind of equal. Maybe the Puck is a little bit tankier, as a matter of fact. So I think he can kill either of them in one burst.
Another Wisdom Shrine taken by Tundra. They've definitely gotten the fair majority of them this game.
White Mon going to show to kill the Siege bot. Might cost him his life.
Yeah, he's going to get Yule's up. Still has 2 leaps. We'll go to the north. Coil is broken. And the Waning Rift does him dirty. And like you said, Duraccio's Abyssal's online now. The question is, what does he want to go for next?
Okay, I have a different question for you. Without looking, guess what Boxy has in his quick buy on the Weaver? I'll tell you what current items he has.
Well, yes. I just saw because they clicked on him. Thanks, Observer.
Wow, that's...
I'm going to guess Butterfly, maybe?
Wow, that's a great guess. How'd you come up with that?
What do you think about... I feel like...
So he's trying to become a carry as well, right? But
I suppose.
He has Pike, which is a decent carry type item, but is the Butter really that good value versus, let's say he bought a Nullifier?
I was going to say Ags could be pretty damn good this game against an AA.
Yeah, that could also be good. I don't mind going the 4th core route on Weaver here, but I'm not sold that Butter is the item here.
It's strange.
Because if you have a Nullifier, all of a sudden you're countering out the enemy's 2 Glimmer Capes.
Locks up, pulverized, Mickey with the Ava. Bonk. Stun lock complete. No, I agree. I mean, you're countering 1 hero, right? And
it's also just, it enables your teammates a lot that you have this. You could also buy Hex. You know, there's different avenues for this.
We'll see if he changes his mind.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Currently queuing up the Talisman of Evasion now. He gave up on the rest of the Butterfly for the time being. So, because he did commit. He bought the Talisman.
It's kind of a double Mindbreaker right now.
Oh, Mindbreaker Ember is just so dirty.
Indeed. Insania on the high ground. They know he's there, though. Nullifier into Arrow. Saberlight has to onslaught away. Under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow, Tundra want to continue, but they have the coil onto the Ember. Is this enough? It is. BZM just falls. But big trample from Saberlight. Not able to finish the job, though, as Duraccio will delete 1. Now the Orchid applied to the Tiny. He's going to go Scepter. And onto the high ground that Bear goes, and he drops to the deck. So kind of a haphazard fight overall, but Liquid come out on top with 2 core kills.
Yeah.
Started out really well for Tundra.
2 cores for 2 supports again. They have really had BZM's number this game. And I think this pivot that he's doing now is necessary. He's going BKB. He's had enough. And it begs the question, should he have done this over the Nullifier? I understand why he bought it against the double 4-staff and AVULUS. There's a lot of problems for his teammates to kite, to get kited by, rather. But yeah, this BKB just seems necessary now. Too many issues.
This tower,
Nice
destroyed swiftly thanks to Mickey. And Saberlight, you can see the Aghanim Scepter online, so Uproar breaks. Oh, the instant Hex onto Nisha, he's deleted! 85 seconds, no buyback, caught off guard as Mickey has to stand his ground now. Saberlight gets off the Pulverize as well, and they find 2 kills instantly. And now even more coming the way via Mickey, and that's a full team wipe in a way. Obviously the Ember Spirit now spawns up, but they lose their bottom racks completely, so the sacrificial puck turns into basically a team wipe.
Yeah, that was definitely a deliberate genius play from Nisha, running in to get hexed.
Okay, he went into the ice path and Saberlight's going to the onslaught. BZM will remnant to the other side.
Okay.
Has another one to work with. Do they have the catch?
Well, he definitely juked the Tiny.
He juked the ice path as well as the courier being used. So try to give some vision, and BZM is eventually found. He will likely have to buy back in this game if they continue to push here.
This is getting a little bit sloppy here. Both teams with some, honestly, a little bit uncharacteristic mistake. I guess Nisha's might have been lack of information. I think that might have been the Hex reveal there.
Josh is going to pop it the BKB and go very deep. The A blast can connect onto 2. The Tiny pretty damn low. Will try to exit the base from the south as Soxa continues the pressure, but Duracho, he's getting triple teamed right now. 1v3 in the mid lane. Arrow not going to hit. Boxy will time lapse, and it looks like Liquid will be thwarted here. I love
that Ghost Scepter purchase on Mickey, by the way. In every situation that the Ember can't nullify him, he can tank and survive the Ursa jump. I think this is a great example of how do you think about itemization, right? Because the half-empty way of thinking is they have a nullifier, they're going to nullify me and kill me. And the half-full way of thinking is if nullifier is ever used in any other condition, this can be a total lifesaver. And I really like this way of thinking about itemization myself, where I think it's better to itemize to consider all the good possibilities rather than the one bad one and just be paranoid all game that they're going to do the perfect thing. It's not always going to go down like that. So I really like this. He's obviously at some point going to replace this Ghost Scepter, but just for the time being, it can be very valuable. And the goal for Liquid is to finish this game off within the next 5 minutes. So, and it doesn't really matter what his 7th item is.
Yep, very true. As Tormy
BKB now
is taken out again, and Duracho actually
finally gets the Ursa shard.
I'm surprised he didn't prioritize that. That one is very, very good.
And now that he has that, Octarine is...
And a 25 talent.
Incoming, yeah. This is going to be a massive upgrade for the Ursa. The question is it a little bit too late with how much he's been kited in the previous fights that were so pivotal? But definitely still within striking distance. This game, 10k lead for Liquid is not insurmountable. And we've seen from both teams when the fights click, they click in a big way. Soxa almost has a Hex too. So it's going to be the Hex from Bristle and the AA to lock down these pesky elusive heroes to let Ursa munch on them.
Yep.
And the damage, without a doubt, is going to be there from Duracho. With the 25, the overpower attacks, or the Earthshock charges, both of them being really good with the build that he has now, can really stay in these fights much longer and put a lot of pressure.
So Roche guaranteed to spawn in the next minute. This is what I was confused with before. Apparently this has changed the implementation of the... I can't tell if that's supposed to be working that way, though.
I'm looking at the clock in the Roche pit now, and if the clock isn't bugged, he should be spawning right now. Otherwise, we can't trust the clock either. So, because the clock isn't... Or is it showing? Oh, it is showing. Wait.
Just make it work the way it used to. It's too confusing. Well, we'll figure it out. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll spawn at some point. As a
the guaranteed respawn is in 10 seconds, so both teams should be ready for this.
Yeah, they should be.
This is about the maximum respawn possible. He spawned 5 seconds early.
BKB from Saberlight gets off the pulverize. Ursa in so much trouble. The Greens can keep him alive. He pops his ult. Now the Abyssal Blade to try to turn this around on the Primal Beast. Saberlight is dead just like that. Nisha with a triple coil, but you can see the overpower outside from Dyrachyo. That shard being put to good use. Soxa stuck in no man's land. He's dead. Buyback coming out from Saberlight, so right now it's a 1-for-1. And the Bear left all alone. That's going to be an easy cleanup. And Dyrachyo is dead for 100 seconds, no buyback at all. As the Shivas is going to clip 33. As the chase will continue. Feels like it's only a matter of time before they find this kill. Pulverize available. Although, in the cover of darkness, they do get the Avalanche to cancel the TP. And the eventual kill comes to be for Liquid.
If they know there's no buybacks, this game's over. They could actually just run it down mid. Yeah, well, Bristle has his, but I think these 4 heroes could just finish the job. But I guess they're not certain about the state of affairs here with the buybacks, so they're going to grab the Roche instead, the safer play. Yeah, honestly, when Dyrachyo managed to turn that around, I thought that was going to be the makings of a good fight for Tundra. He survived the initial onslaught, and then he got to turn around and kill Primal, but the buyback from Saberlight plus some really nifty plays from Nisha will get it done. Almost 25 now.
Double Roche banner. My goodness.
Yep, they could place them side by side, and then Ursa can kill them both within 1 second.
Yep, that's definitely the strat.
Oh, we get to see that.
All right, Mickey will be deleting the mid lane. They're just going to go Throne, it looks like.
Oh, they're still doing the Throne play.
30 seconds of no Ursa. Fortification is up. Surely it's going to be used here. Indeed it is. There's the first buyback.
Yeah, this way they force the buyback and they can still take mid-racks. Let's see what they fancy here.
You can see the aggressive usage of the Roshan's ban. They are next to each other. They actually did it. Your horrible strategies are coming to Tier 1 Dota somehow.
Oh, arrow?
Ancient exposed. Ursa up in 5 seconds. Parable onto several heroes. A Blaster's coming as BZM with the BKB and gets off the Sleight of Fist as well. Mickey's going to BKB and just focus completely on the Ancient. He is hitting like a Mack truck right now. Looks like it'll be enough. He's at half HP. The BKB about to end. Fortification no longer is there as Liquid will take game number 1.
In this draft, we got Enigma, big team fight ultis.
On one side.
Yeah.
Not on the other side.
Oh, that one side is enough. They're the underdogs in this series, and they got to do cool shit to win. I love it.
Okay. I know 2 other people who love some cool shit. Sounds fun!
Holy shit, that's right, Shiver. I love team fight, Cinderin, and we have a lot of it. We got the Global Silence, we got the Black Hole, we got the RP, we have the Time Zone, I guess, is part of that equation. And that's all on one team.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
These 2 drafts are so extremely different in nature that...
Am I crazy that I think this game, there's no way that this is going to be close? One team is just going to dominate. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling.
That's usually how these games go, where one team has a massive amount of teamfight heroes, is that either the cost of that sometimes is that you get outpaced.
Yeah.
And if you lose lanes and all you have is your big team fight, if that big team fight fails once, you're just falling completely flat. And in the other games, your lanes go fine. You take a couple of great team fights and you just snowball the entire game. So I totally get where you're coming from, and I think that's definitely possible here. For me, the biggest wildcard in this entire draft is the Morphling mid, which came completely out of nowhere for me. I know BZM is a master of this hero, but...
Oh, Mickey. He's just dead.
Dead to 2 supports.
To Soxa. Okay. Well, that's a start that Tundra probably were not anticipating, but they'll be happy with.
Yeah. That's a very surprising kill to randomly just find us 2 supports there, but...
Anyway, go ahead, Morphling.
Yeah, it's just usually when you see mid-morph, the panel was talking about potentially running Ebb, or excuse me, Flow instead of Ebb, which BZM ended not doing. He's just playing the Ebb, which is the carry morph general facet. When we've seen mid-morphs go Flow, it's been because they've had like really powerful heroes to turn into with the old cooldown reduction or the new spell amp. But in this case, there's no like obvious hero to turn into as that facet, right? Like maybe Magnus can be okay, but perhaps the idea here is you just turn into exactly Void. Like maybe time dilation is just that good that having Morphling against that is a strategy that Tundra came prepared with here for that. I want to say almost inevitable Faceless Void pick, because Liquid have not shied away from picking this for Boxy before either. They're running at position 4 once again here. Should be interesting to see. I do think the lane top should be quite easy though for the side of Liquid. This is not a good lane against Enigma. Dual Breath is good, don't get me wrong, but Ursa does not kill Eidolons very well.
Yeah.
So Saberlight should be able to get good denies in CS here.
Yeah, and it's another example of comfort hero for Saberlight. This is one of his signatures for sure.
Absolutely. He's a very good Enigma player.
Now, I do want to talk about Marcy a bit because this hero has been picked a lot, it feels like, and the success rate is non-existent. It's like a 19% win rate.
It's 2-9.
It has looked, I mean, okay, to be fair, a lot of the games that we've cast has been core Marcy, and it has looked terrible, like absolutely terrible. Feels like it's just like a very narrow window of when it actually should be able to work. But I feel like this support Marcy makes more sense to me with this rebound facet.
Yeah, Pick Me Up is strong for sure.
It's very good. There's no way this isn't good.
It's just, it's maybe not the most. Oh, there
we're going to see it right there. Insania is going to get disposed back. Mickey is in his meta form. See if he can get the trade. He will.
No brain drain,
Insania does, technically.
Silencer did die first, so mana and remains intact. Yeah, I think Pick Me Up is a very strong facet when you're playing for Marcy. The only issue that I see here is that there's a lot of pitfalls if you Pick Me Up offensively, right? You're going to be jumping into Magnus, Enigma, and Void. So you got to be very, very careful with how you use it. But I think defensively, in theory, it's awesome against Time Zone, right? Should be able to jump your ally out of there.
Don't think you can, though.
So if when you connect in,
if you're
you get
outside
leashed.
first, you mean?
Yeah. If you start outside, can't you bring them out, or do you get leashed when you jump in? I actually don't know this.
I would think that you can't do that.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be taking my word for it.
No, I mean, it's one of those interactions that I genuinely don't think you can really know until you try it.
Loxy, and Fury swipes too much to handle. Pops the Fairy Fire. Oh, still has a little bit of HP, but
We'll die. It's going to make them work for it.
Yeah. Good kill there.
The trade-off, though, is that Saberlight has the wave in an amazing position here on Enigma, close to his tower, so he can just keep denying out this flag bearer creep.
Man,
Stabilize.
Remember the old days with EG having the double bubble strat?
The Enigma Void.
Black Hole Chrono. Now we have Black Hole RP Time Zone.
Yeah.
It's come a long ways.
It's the... I don't know what you even want to call that. It's like a square, there's a ring, and a hole.
Okay, well, I'm not going to go down the road.
No, wait. What's that game called where you need to fit the shapes into the right box?
Yeah, it's for children. I don't know.
What do you call that box? That's what this is.
It's an IQ test.
It's the IQ test lineup for Liquid. Let's see if you can fit the shapes correctly.
Infernal Blade. Well, Scorched Earth doing a decent amount of damage to Mickey, but once that's over, he doesn't take any physical damage, essentially.
And in theory, this should be a pretty good Terrorblade game, right? The Morphling pick from BZM can maybe make his game a little bit more tricky, but I genuinely like Terrorblade against Doom as well as Ursa. I think this pick was very clever coming out from Liquid, and I think they picked Ursa into it even, which I'm not completely sure about, but it's just, in theory, if you Doom Terrorblade, he's in trouble because he can't Sunder. But if you ever get in the situation, it's kind of the mindset we talked about last game with, are you looking at the half full or half empty? In every situation, Terrorblade isn't doomed. He's one of the heroes that can force Doom out of the fight very quickly, negating his Scorched Earth, just overwhelming him. He plays with illusions that Doom doesn't deal with too well. So a lot of upsides there.
Oh, Boxy's already used the Time Walk. He's only level 2, and there's the offensive rebound. Boxy is super dead. And now the Dispose still available. Saberlight brought
came
back.
In range.
Will pop the stick, staying alive. Saksa under the line of the Tier 1 tower. He will get the kill, and he eventually does fall. But Saberlight with a double kill from the grave, essentially.
Yeah, no experience, though.
True.
So this is still very good for the side of Tundra overall in terms of levels. But yeah, it does leave 33 to his own devices down here bot, and that's not enjoyable. So he's going to be running away very swiftly from this situation. Looks to be going for the Halberd here, going for Ring of Health into Vitality Booster. I don't think he's just going to keep the Vanguard. Then you might as well finish the Halberd, right? It's just that good. But yeah, so far so good. I want to say really neither team pulling massively ahead in the early laning stage, and is it fair to say that that's probably better for Liquid, specifically because they have this massive
100%.
teamfight lineup that this doesn't need to happen to?
Definitely.
Because at the same time, I don't think Tundra have to crush the lanes, but they just have to play clever mid-game. But it was definitely a concern that if Liquid's lanes would fall apart, they would have a very steep recovery curve.
Yeah, all they need is levels and just a couple items, and they're online.
Yep. Saberlight will have very fast drums here. And BZM hasn't successfully shut down Nisha at all in this Morph versus Mag matchup. He's actually losing on farm. Doing some good damage to the tower here with the amp damage rune, though. That's a little poke and prod.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Saberlight with a Malefice, not going to be in range to use it there on Doraccio, but
he's almost level 6 on Enigma. Could be an important timing up here. Doraccio just cracked 5, so easily should be a faster 6 for Enigma. I say that there's a lot of creeps coming into the tower, but I still think Enigma will get it first.
These Eidolons.
Yeah, especially if he gives him a little bit of a snack here.
Doraccio is getting a bit low, but Whitemon is making his way over. Drums now online for Saberlight pretty early.
What do you think about Boxy skilling Time Lock?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Huh.
That's the majority of Voids we've seen play this utility time zone build have just gone at least 2-2-0 at level 4. I guess he wants to...
Black hole available.
Yeah.
He's...
He was close to going for it. I actually think he could have made that with a drum play. They'll get the Malefice kill instead. Insania coming over for a little bit of a brain drain.
Eidolons will do their job, and now the tier 1 tower likely will fall. Nisha able to skewer away. Soxa no connection found this time.
Yeah, Doraccio can't even farm here. Box is actually just running at him with his hero here. Just being annoying. We'll time walk off a decent chunk of the damage. This feels bad as Ursa.
Oh yeah.
It feels real bad to go and farm this camp minute 8. And Boxy isn't letting him do it still. Oh, well, he needs to not die, though.
Time walk is up now, but it doesn't matter.
Oh!
Solo kill, Doraccio. I mean, maybe he's happy now, Synderen. You get a free hero kill while you're at it.
Now it feels a lot better.
33, rebounded in. Doom is available. Do they have the catch, though? And you can see Saberlight coming in from the north. Not going to be able to save his friend. Gets the Malefice on the Whitemon. Obviously wants to go for a better black hole if he can for the first one of the game. Might have to... Oh, looks like Nisha comes in to finish the Jakiro. And Soxa just delaying as much as he can.
Hey, he'll get
Let's
Malefice
have rebound again.
Here. There's nothing to jump off, though.
So the
Can you make that sound?
Come. No, I'm not even going to try.
Do your best.
Nope.
Come on.
Definitely not trying.
You can do it.
Be too sexual, Synderen. You're not going to be able to resist yourself, as Soxa will eventually fall to Mickey. So they at least give it to the TB. And now the Blink Dagger for Nisha.
Yeah, playmaking unlocked. So far, it's mainly been Saberlight on the Enigma. Has been part of 5 out of 6 kills, but this is where this dichotomy between Magnus and Morph becomes really interesting, because Morph is not a traditional mid laner in any sense. It's going to be
go for this.
Farming a lot.
Bringing the blink. There it is. RP. And the skewer, it's enough.
Ooh, even gets the imp steal for his friend.
Blink reveal, yeah, the relocation with that skewer helps that out.
I said his friend. They might just be teammates. It might be strictly business.
We should just assume all
these
teammates hate each other.
Yeah. I mean, how could you like Insania? He's a very toxic person. Very mean.
Soxa. Oh, there's the bash coming out from Boxy. Level 1 for the win. And he's going to be taken out easily.
The brain rot continues. Silencer with another one.
And that tends to happen in Dota, no matter your profession. Black hole available. Yeah, the TP is canceled. That was questionable.
Honestly, this is starting to...
It's snowballing a bit.
It's a 1K lead. You know, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but there's a lot of really good things coming together here for the Liquid lineup that they would have... If they could have this game state before the game started, they would be very happy.
100%.
They would take this 10 out of 10 times. So this looks very healthy, and I'm looking toward Nisha right now. With this early blink pickup, the fact that the enemy mid is a Morph, he should have kind of free reign for the next 10 minutes to be the only playmaking core in the game, almost. With this lineup from Tundra being very much on the greedier side. It's definitely... The world is his oyster, as you like to say.
I've said it once, I think.
And you love oysters.
No, actually.
Oh. You love the world. Probably not either.
The Dota world.
Oh.
You know, Saberlight. I'm interested what build he's going to go for. So he has the drums. He's going for the Glimmer Cape right now. Interesting.
He even has it. He's very farmed.
It does feel like this is an incredible BKB Lincoln's game with like the old school type of build from Enigma. But I know that the last couple of years have trended towards auras and tankiness.
Dyrachyo, don't do it. All right, he doesn't do it.
Good job,
Nisha's
Dyrachyo.
been set up here for quite a while. He's just waiting for anyone to show to defend this tower so he can get a skewer, but they're not going to bite.
Sox
Take
is
the bot
still
tower.
Level 5, along with Boxy, actually. No time zone yet.
Yeah. I want to see these two heroes fight each other. I think it'll be really interesting. Just a level 5 Marcy on Void Action, just standing there punching, doing no damage.
All right, it's your job this game to pay attention to the rebound on time zone, okay?
Okay. Understood.
It might not even occur.
It's entirely possible.
Because they have to be outside the...
Yeah.
Oh, global silence into the RP.
Skewer. Oh. He doesn't have skewer already.
Okay, now he has skewer. He's going to get 2 instead of 1 with the black hole. But they don't have the damage at all. And Dyrachyo and company will be feeding on Saberlight. That was really weird. They're going to get the rebound stun onto Insania. Down he goes.
What the fuck?
It looked so bad into so good into so bad again.
Oh, that genuinely seemed like Liquid had total miscommunication. Insania's like, he's out of position, global. Then they RP. Nisha doesn't have skewer. It comes off cooldown when the other hero TPs in. Then he skewers them into a black hole that they have 0 damage in. Oh,
there we go again.
What the hell was this?
This is quite the highlight.
Global.
Yeah, 4 seconds, dude. That's a long cooldown.
And he still finds this skewer, and then he gets skewered in. And then the black hole, but 0 Eidolons.
Oh, Lord. That is something else. Insania pathetically right-clicking from outside.
There come the Eidolons. Where were they?
Oh, that's true. Wow.
They just start strutting down the river.
Yeah, they're really fast in the river. My goodness.
If they were there in the black hole, that could have been pretty good.
Oh, for sure. Sucks that.
What was that? Oof.
Well, Battle Fury now there for Mr. Dyrachyo. As Nisha gets the skewer off. The shift is already there for BZM. Ice Path into the back right there. We're going to see the time zone out to 2 with absolutely 0 damage to follow. Boxy just has to retreat in shame, but Whitemon, he's the one taken out first in this engagement. And Mickey now on the run, disposed back. Does not have Sunder any longer, so that's going to be an easy cleanup for Tundra.
Mickey just came into Sunder the mag, right?
Something like that.
And then died. I don't know if that's
Sox
good.
is going to be skewered on the cover of the tier 2
this
tower.
Is good, though, for Liquid.
Tower
for
doing
sure.
more damage than the heroes at this point. BZM. That's a lot of debuffs applied to him.
Yeah.
He has the waveform. Shockwave. Okay. Waveform onto the high ground. TP's out because there's no vision. Sentry too late.
Nisha was not confident he was on top of that. He had RP.
Oh.
He can definitely RP him from the low ground up there. So he was unsure whether BZM committed for the full waveform across or just the short one. And therefore he does live the uncertainty protecting him in that situation. That would have been a very valuable RP kill.
Okay, we talked about this pregame, but let's talk about it again because we're seeing it come to fruition. Execution from Liquid is going to be harder because these are really big team fight ultimates. And layering them sometimes is a little tricky. And if you don't get it right, which they didn't in that earlier engagement in the top, these are all on cooldown for these important fights afterwards. Tundra could take advantage.
And they're going to do that right now. Well,
Global silence. Saberlight, he wants to kill the bear. Dyrachyo gets rebounded to his death. And here come the rest of Liquid. RP onto 2. Into the skewer into the arms of Saberlight and company. He has Black Hole in 1 second. Doesn't even need it. And this will be the Tormentor for Liquid instead of Tundra. Risky business from Tundra, and they pay the ultimate price.
Wait, how did Dyrachyo have no HP there? They didn't even get the Tormentor low yet, did they?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I didn't see the lead into that situation. I just looked down. I'm like, wait, Ursa's on 20%. And then they just globaled and ran at him with the Enigma. So huge play for the side of Liquid. And look at the Observer ward. They didn't de-ward while doing it at all. There was an Observer. There's a ward right on top of them right now.
They did get the Tormentor relatively low.
So Dyrachyo burned his ult, didn't kill it.
Yeah.
Oh, this has not been Tundra's best series ever.
No,
I'll tell you that. This is
They
not.
look very sloppy today.
Oof. That is such a costly error. This is way worse than not going there. You know, now not only did you not kill the Tormentor, you handed it over and you died. And I just, once again, I just don't even if he used his Enrage to try to kill the Tormentor, that's just inexperience on their part, not knowing the limits, right? Like,
well, it is
Ursa
a relatively new patch.
It is.
Tormentor is very strong now.
He did play Ursa last game against the Tormentor and
Small sample
didn't
size.
have any issues then, so... Well, whatever that was, we didn't see the whole lead-in. That was massive.
Yeah, maybe he was low going into
perhaps, yeah,
the Tormentor anyway.
Yeah, so he had to ult early, and then he didn't have enough Fury Swipe stacks,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's probably what it was. That was costly for Tundra.
Yeah, and that leads into a 4K lead for Liquid. Which shard did they get? Is it the Silencer, I assume?
Yeah. The big
More brain
upgrade to
drain. He's got 8 stacks right now. And yeah, Roshan, we talked about it in the previous game. If you can take this away from Ursa, that in and of itself is amazing.
And the Silencer shard is not bad. If there's going to be more and more fights in this game, stealing 3 int from each hero that dies is quite meaningful.
Yeah.
Tundra are trying to go and contest this. If they want, this play has to work if they're going to go for it. Like,
Saberlight has Black Hole.
They have all spells.
Yeah, all 4. All 4 big ults are online.
They're not even trying.
I'm going to include Time Zone as big ult.
Yeah.
The jury's still out on whether that's a fact or not.
Yeah.
We'll give it the benefit of the doubt here. Aegis on Nisha.
There's going to be a Vessel now in just a moment coming out for Boxy. Will help them kill off the Morphling before he has that Manta. The Marcy can't really heal very much. Against Ursa, it can be nice. Against Doom, it's very good. So, it's a solid choice here for Mickey. Wait, is that the Mantipomorph? It is the Mantipomorph. So, the good news for BZM is he gets that just before the Vessel. So, likely will not find a kill on him because of that item.
They just planted a couple water runes in the river. They're just sitting there. Living for a rainy day, I guess. Oh, Nisha didn't have vision of Whitemon.
Oh, he'll see him now,
Oh.
I think.
The Dragon Tail just... There it is. Harpoon into Skewer and into death.
-3.
Such a scary... That's true. These are starting to stack up. But once Magnus gets this Harpoon, it is hard to deal with. Especially for the supports.
Well, this is happening. We're still... I mean, this is just... Okay, so in terms of overall familiarity with this, obviously Tundra are very familiar with the heroes and the strengths that they have that they're playing, but in terms of overall pace, this is a little bit of an awkward game where I wonder if they know for a fact themselves what timing they're waiting on, like which item, which timing of... Because we can keep talking about, well, when the cooldowns are unavailable for Liquid, that's when you fight, and that's all fine and dandy, but you need to force them to use them first.
Yeah.
So if they have everything ready, when are you actually ready to go on Tundra? You kind of want to find skirmishes, but you don't really have catch, so it's hard for you to start the fights on your terms. If anything goes wrong, you can get globaled and counterplayed on.
Oh, they're not going to go in with the Racho. He's going to blink in manually, and that is a gone Void.
Yeah.
And Water Rune's still there. Okay. They deny it eventually.
Ironically, he might have survived if he went for the Vanguard he was queuing up earlier. I think that the damage block against Marcy and Ursa there would have been enough to get off the Time Walk, but with the Vessel, he is killable. Despite having the Gossamer Cape, that one hit you dodge doesn't do very much against Marcy and Ursa. They have enough hits where that came from. They'll go for more. This could be a big opening on Saber. He will Glimmer.
All the big ults are up, though. Mickey getting pounded on by Dyrachyo. Reflections. He's not going to be able to dodge the reflection. There's the Sunder with the global silence.
Oh!
And Saksa will fall.
Oh, that's such a bad
Dyrachyo inside of the time zone. This is a disaster for Tundra all of a sudden. RP onto 2. Do they have the damage follow-up to take out the Morphling? With this Skewer, it's enough for 33. As BZM TP's out to safety, the only remaining member of Tundra to escape this death trap that is Liquid.
Oh my god. Why is nobody tipping Saberlight? That was such a terrible black hole. Oh my god.
It doesn't.
There it is. There it is. All right, Mickey. I was waiting on it. I mean, Saberlight's just sitting there smiling.
When you have 4 big ults, you can miss one. It's not a big deal.
True. I mean, that's the thing, though, right? He's sitting there smiling. He knows he messed up, but the conditions were still good enough that he could totally whiff that, and they still win it. Oh, man. That was... He's not going to have a worse black hole than that in this series. I'll tell you that. That would be...
Well, last time you said that, it did get worse, so...
I think the closest hero to being in that black hole was 300 range out of it. Out of the 2 targets. That's why I had such a visceral reaction.
Maybe he's lagging.
I don't know. Well, it's a good sign that he can laugh it off, you know. It's like, I bet he's just saying in team comments, sometimes you miss, guys.
Let's see it again.
This was really patient on the global from Insania, by the way. This is super clutch. He's still waiting, and now, right before the ice path, there's... Dude, that was so far off. Oh my god, I love it. But the time zone's clutch. It's very good. Obviously, Ursa's entire ulti is being spent running out of a time zone, and then nice RP from Nisha. I'm hearing a Doom in live.
Yeah, but this is the Aegis. So, okay, you trade an Aegis that's about to expire for the Doom, but Boxy at the very least gets cleaned up from Tundra's perspective. Ice Path with the Macro Pirate. Nisha does have to be careful. Doesn't have Skewer for 13. The Sunder to keep him alive. There's the Global in just a retreat. And Nisha on the doorstep of his base will still fall. So Tundra get what they came for. Looked kind of weird at the beginning, but it results in what exactly they wanted. I'm not sure if they can get the tier 2 on top. We'll see.
Oh, probably. BZM pushes really fast on Morphling, so I'll force at least the glyph. Yeah, this game's unpredictable, man. This is
it's delivering.
And the thing is, that Doom, we were both like that was an Aegis target, but you just want to force anything when the cooldowns are unavailable.
Yeah,
right? If you go on the mag and you can kill him a second time, either you're getting the mag both times because of one Doom, or the enemy team helps and you can get a bigger fight out of it. But now they got to be careful. Liquid are...
Oh! Time zone. It does hit 1. It does hit 1. Is there any follow-up? Absolutely not.
Wow.
That time zone was in a different time zone, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah, I do. Good news is Saberlight still has black hole, so we can throw that one after.
That's true. Time zone is the least important of these spells, let's be real. They have Boots of Bearing anyway to fully counter it.
Can't Boots of Bearing out a black hole, though.
Not yet. Maybe in the next patch.
Yep.
Intergalactic Boots of Bearing is the upgrade to come. Soxa.
Oh, you like the Beastie Boys, huh?
I've heard of the Beastie Boys. I don't get the reference, but we'll continue on here.
They have a very famous song called Intergalactic, Shannon.
Okay. Yeah, I surmised as much based on what you said.
Well, you said you didn't get it. Then you did get it. Can you stop lying to the audience, please? It's not cool.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah, all right. Apology accepted. It's nice that you can apologize and recognize your mistakes. That's becoming less and less of a common trait
in my country.
Times. Shout out to my homie Pirate Software.
Oh, okay.
All right. Still, even game state now. Once again, I think this now is going to come down to the next Tormentor, which surely both teams have total track of.
Oh, for sure. Doraccio has to pop his ult. There's the harp. Ooh, the Skewer misses. Saberlight has Malefice, though, and Black Hole as well. Trying to not have to use it. There's the BKB.
He will not have to use it.
He will not. So good choice from Saberlight.
Yeah, even better that they got the BKB out of it, too.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just the kill. That's a 9-seconder for nothing.
Feels like every engagement there's something awkward about it.
Yeah.
Every time.
But I do think that's the thing about these lineups clashing, though, right? It is just... It's a lineup issue for both teams that makes this seem so clunky, right?
Yeah.
And that's not to say that either team picked badly. There's just some inherent clear flaws with some weaknesses that they have, and then it's a matter of can you avoid that or overcome it in any given situation. And so far, I have to say I do like Liquid's position quite a bit better, especially because this Ursa is missing a key timing for the hero, which this time of game is when you want to be running the show. You want to get the Roche, you want to get some key picks. So even if the gold is even, how much net worth will this, or impact will this net worth
Now Soxa is found. He does get the rebound off, but the Harpoon into the Skewer. He actually has a BKB, excuse me? Time zone is placed. He's going to fall eventually.
-3.
Saberlight with the Black Hole and the Global on top. That is a dead Morphling. RP to follow. 4 dead for Tundra.
right.
And Liquid clicking on all cylinders here, and an immediate Midas pick by 33. Of course, he has the fastest, so he can sell at any point, but just comical after losing the rest of his team.
It's funny because in a pub game,
Yeah, exactly.
Doom would do that and not sell it.
Yeah.
This is like, all right, 1v9. Okay, I'm buying Midas. See you guys in the jungle. All right.
On the doorsteps of the Tundra base, fortification is used. And most of the creeps taken out.
This is a lane. They can't stop this Terrorblade onslaught right now.
It is a melee Terrorblade now, though. Well, it has the Demon Zeal, has Empower as well. Didn't really talk about that interaction, but a very good hero to have Empower on because of the high stats.
Yeah, and the massive attack speed value. It's wonderful.
So 1 lane for Liquid. Tundra, you can tell they want to fight right away because these big ultimates are on cooldown.
Yeah, Duracho looking for food here.
Yep,
Will maybe find himself a silencer. He has Force Staff, though.
He does. Onto the high ground he goes. He's going to get some help from Nisha, who skewers the bear onto the low ground. Now Saberlight making his way over as well, has the blink. Maybe they just have to leave Insania. They're going to use the BKB on Duracho. He gets what he came for, but
it's
not that big of a prize.
Everything for that. He had to use everything to kill a 5. He used ult, BKB, and 20 seconds.
He needs Basher pretty badly.
Yeah, and this obviously means that, well, as soon as Insania respawns, that was a very small price to pay. They'll have all their ults again, except Black Hole.
Yeah, Roche is up, though.
I don't think Liquid will just let this one go for free. They're going to scout it out.
No RP for 8 seconds. The big cooldowns are getting close. Rebound in. Not going to find anything in time zone.
That's a good one.
3 heroes. Jakiro's in a lot of trouble. The RP brings in both heroes as well. 2 dead already for Tundra as BZM has to get away with the waveform. They lose a 3rd, and guess who's up? Global Silence himself. As Roshan will be Liquid's for the taking.
It's like me calling you Belch. It's like taking one thing you do and making that your entire personality.
Global Silence
Global Silence has respawned.
I mean, why even bother calling him Silencer? Just Global Silence. That's his name.
Oh, BZM actually still being chased.
Yeah.
Awkward situation here, Boxy.
Spirit Vessel applied, very annoying.
Saberlight in the Glimmer.
Ooh.
Has Black Hole. He was close to being in range, but was scared of missing it by 400 range, so let him go.
Aegis for Liquid. And Banner as well, so it's going to make the next push a little bit easier. There's still a tier 2 in the bot lane. And I'm not sure what the Tormy timer is. Is it up? It is.
It is on, yeah. Duracho heading over there.
To get low HP so he can die again.
Well, that would not be great. He's going for Disperser, by the way, on the Ursa, so no Basher.
Yeah, and how does Disperser work in time zone?
I mean, I've seen multiple players buy it specifically against Void, so I'm assuming it just has good value. But I don't know. I still can't say I love it here necessarily. I think maybe the aggressive angle of... Is he getting this?
He enrages right away. BKBs as well. And he'll get it. Soxa with the shard.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure about this versus the offensive angle with just straight up Abyssal or Basher and try to kill more, right? Oh, Soxa will be using that BKB immediately. And Liquid, well, guess what? Enough time has passed.
All ultimates online. Tier 3 tower dead. You can see the Tundra heroes in the bot lane. They're just going to give this up because they know that megas can't be achieved, so might as well just buy themselves a little bit extra time. Even Roshan's banner was used for this, not needed in the end.
Yep. And what's the timing that you're waiting for now on Tundra? What's going to be that game-changing item? You have the Disperser on Morph, and you're working on Disperser on Ursa. Dispersa, if you will. You like that one. You're just pretending for the audience.
I do like that one, actually.
Of course you do.
No, you know.
Because it wasn't good.
You know me too well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what item it is there that is going to be the full-on game changer here. They have the BKB now on Doom, so 33 more likely to be able to stick on his target and get in there. But here's my $1,000,000 question. Who do you Doom?
Yeah.
Are you trying to Doom the Terrorblade who has Aegis? Or are you trying to Doom Mag before RP? Or are you trying to Doom Enigma before Black Hole? And even...
Well, Enigma about to get a Lincoln's, and guess what? Magnus also.
Yeah.
Well, he's going BKB first, but he has it in his quick buy.
And if Liquid initiate, they can just
all right,
global, right?
This is, ooh, global is forced. Remember, Mickey has the Aegis, so wasn't really in that big of a...
Yeah, I think that global was probably unnecessary, actually.
All right, time to tip Insania.
Well, he's a real friend, though. Keep him safe.
Yeah, protect him at all costs. Now BZM finally gets the BKB. It's just so much goes through it in this game. Hard to itemize against Liquid. Boxy, we've seen the Spirit Vessel. Yules has the Ghost Scepter as well. And now a smoke from Liquid. 4 out of 5 ultimates available. Global Silence was wasted. Saberlight with the Lincolns now, so Doom not gonna be useful unless it's already popped, as Nisha's Courier's killed, so that's the BKB. That's a pretty big deal.
Saberlight scouting out the smoke, though. And Tundra gonna be caught in an awkward corner here, potentially.
Yeah, the jump in from Boxy gets the Yules onto the Doom as the RP on the sidelines only on 1, along with the Black Hole only onto 1, into the time zone only onto 1, but do they have the damage? They're gonna lose the Magnus to start this fight, but already 3 dead for Tundra. A complete disaster.
Yeah, he's
BZM, the Scotty doing work. Ultra kill for Mickey. Every ult was on one singular hero, and it still worked out.
Yep.
Because Mickey was in the middle, and he has the Aegis still for 30 seconds.
I really like that play call from Saberlight to just be like, I'm just Black Holing Doom. I think that's good enough. And it is. If they don't get the Doom off, again, Tundra's heroes are just struggling to set up any sort of meaningful teamfight control. So if they don't get a skirmish-style fight where they get the jump weight to rush, okay, this is a weird position to be in. Global Silence now, available twice over with the pressure.
That's crazy.
For Insania. Throw a little more team fight on your team fight. Yo, dog.
Yeah, well, you can waste one and not worry about it too much.
Yep. Duracho. Well, he's opting to move out now with the ward he had on that high ground. Feels confident that they have left the premises, which is correct. But not fully gone yet. Mickey hanging around. Okay, he is fully gone now. And that's actually a dead giveaway for Duracho that there was a hero there. Otherwise, that wouldn't have cycloned him away. That's why he scanned, but Mickey's gone.
It's only a 13K lead for Liquid. Feels like it's more than that.
Yeah. But again, this is what I was talking about earlier. How valuable is the gold that the respective heroes have? Because it's cool to have all this net worth on your cores, but if they literally just get hard locked down by BKB piercing abilities, then their net worth doesn't really get to show itself, right? If the Black Hole goes full duration, if you RP a hero, if you cast global so your supports can't realize their net worth in fights, then that's the thing. They have nothing against the... They can't really deal with the Global Silence, right? Their supports are going to tank the full global twice over.
That's actually hilarious, though. There's 4 BKBs
so
on Tundra and 0 on Liquid.
Yep.
This is an item that people generally don't want to buy. I mean, you're seeing freaking Glimmers and SNY kind of taking the place of BKB. You're having to buy 4. Of course, Nisha's is on the Courier, but we're not going to count that yet.
It feels like a necessity because of time dilation, right? It's really messing them up in fights, but this support Void is doing a ton of work in the game. Just if Boxy gets any 2 or 3 hero time zone and they put global on top of it, if you don't have BKB, you just die. You can't counterplay it with any spells. You can only Boots of Bearing. And yeah, as much as everybody's celebrating that as the ultimate solution to time zone, I don't think that's necessarily just a clear-cut get-out situation. If there's any skewer, any stun, Malefice even is enough to keep you contained.
Yeah, they sure do have a lot of crowd control on Liquid. Nisha with the shield rune now. They're gonna smoke. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we have 6 out of the 5 ultimates available.
Yep. And BZM, he almost.
Oh, 33, was he spotted? Woo, okay.
The
RP
illusion.
not actually used, but 33 is going to be pursued.
Yeah,
He's
see him
pretty
with the reflection.
fast.
He's stupid fast, though, in the water, especially with this River Von Aura.
Yeah, makes sense. Soxa back into the exact same spot that 33 was.
Yeah, they'll never find me here. Oh.
Rebound, and they want to kill the silencer. It's not enough quite yet. They're just going to reposition.
Daracha.
BKB already used in
Oh.
time zone. Not really going to get much. It is Soxa, though. Again, he's already used the BKB, though, so kind of a whatever kill, although he doesn't have buyback. So either way, it's a 5 versus 4, and you still have most of these ultimates retained.
And you have to do something about Terrorblade. This is going to fall within 10 seconds, this lane of barracks. You got to go
members
now.
of Tundra coming in from behind. Boxy will time walk, and Ghost Scepter basically spotting the backstab attempt. As Daracho going in really deep, he's going to get Black Hole. Do they have the damage to follow this up? Into the RP again, and down go 2 cores of Tundra. They do have buyback this time, though. And you can see BZM turning into Terrorblade, trying to take out the silencer, but Insania will continue to live. BZM skewered back and dead. Buys back. Triple buyback now from Tundra as 33 BKB'd up, looking for literally anyone to kill on the side of Liquid. They're just casually ripping through them left, right, and center. They finally get Insania after he's already expended the ults. The question is, at how much cost? Is BZM destroyed? Mickey just 3 shots him for the Rampage. And with all these buybacks, he can get even more. Soxa, Ghost Scepter's going to keep him alive a little bit longer. This might be a double Rampage for Mickey. Indeed it is. Skewer onto the cliff. Arteezy waving from afar. GGs are called. And Liquid 2-0 in very, very convincing fashion. Will this be a... No, he doesn't get the triple Rampage, though, Synderen. Game ruined.
Yeah,